This is the Big Small Business Show, and we're in studio with Marinda Van Zyl from Heatwave Story Agency, and we're about to give her our summaries. Why don't you go first?
All right. On the current platforms that are already active, you're very active on social media, you have a live website. What I've noticed is that there's no clear call to action on the posts that you have. So it shows what you are doing, but there's no real close. So it doesn't say call us for a quote, it doesn't say go to our website. So that will help you to get more of a reaction because they know what is expected. There's also a video that was made in 2017. It's an animated video for Heatwave Story Agency. And I think this is a great opportunity for you to do what your work is, which is creating beautiful videos to bring your brand to life. Not on animation, but more on video. And this is a tool that you can use when you go into corporate, anything, if you're gonna send the link on emailers, etc., that brings it all to life, but not animated, because animated videos are not necessarily your business. There's also a blog. Now, the focus of the blog I found a bit confusing because you're doing photography, you're doing videography, you're doing visuals, but the blog I think is more of a personal blog for you. Maybe if you could focus it on the latest trends on photography, the best venues to go to for your photography sessions, things like that, then it would bring more value to your business. We spoke about the risk of having your own personal face, and yes, there's an advantage that as a small business, people relate to you, but as a growing business, corporates want to relate to the business and not so much you. And using email addresses that speak more to the business, info at your business instead of your name at your business, gives the perception that you are more than just one person and gives you the space to grow. One last thing, maybe consider outsourcing a part of the marketing function, just so that you don't stop marketing altogether. It's almost like you're so busy driving, you choose not to get petrol. You need the petrol to carry you on driving. So I would encourage you to continue investing in your marketing.
Okay. From my side, I'm going to spend a little bit of time unpacking the diagnosis of what the real problem is, as we've discovered in our conversation, before I talk about a possible solution.
Okay.
So, often someone will say in their business, I have a cash flow problem, and it's funny, that's the problem on the surface. You rewind it back and it's, hang on, they're not invoicing properly. They're invoicing too late. Or maybe they're not calling and chasing up for the client to pay the money. Or maybe they're not pricing it correctly. So it could be all these other problems, or maybe there's not enough sales. And that's really the problem, not the cash flow problem. And so like you've articulated, you said that your problem was attracting clients, but as we spoke, we found that the challenge was really the time for you to go out and find the clients. So that's, when we rewind it one step back, that's what the one problem is below the layer. But we rewind that back, the reason why you're not having the time, this is what you said, is because you have a fear of losing control. So it's the control issue. You don't trust anyone to leave the production up to them. And you rewind the control issue one step back, be left with what you graciously admitted with your sense of awareness on the show is about your fear. That's what it came down to. And so it's really not attracting of clients issue, it rewinds back to all these things. And so that sense of awareness for me, I wish more entrepreneurs had that, because you can only start solving a problem when you really are grappling with, or you diagnosed it properly, peeled off the onion layers. So now that we talk about this fear, it's no point me telling you just to overcome it. We need to find some kind of a way around that. So let's talk about the solution. I think you going out and selling will be the best thing, because your care and your love and the quality for what you do, it's very hard for someone else in sales to represent what you can. So I'm a big advocate in the context and size of your business for you to do that. But how do you let go of control? You can't, my sense is that it's very hard for you to let the freelancers just have a field day or whatever it is. You need a substitute. The role you're actually playing in there is that you're the producer and the director. And so sometimes you're also doing the execution, but if you hire freelancers, you need to remove yourself from the production and the directing role, which means you need to find someone else to step in that role. Because if you had them and they were aligned with your values, they were equally as controlled kind of quality care as you are, and together you came up with some processes, and you do the first one or two where you watch them from the distance, you would then have the confidence and the faith to let them be that substitute for you to go out. And so this thing is about then drafting the spec for this person and finding out, secondly, where were they likely, which ponds are they likely to be hiding in?
Yes.
Are they already a producer and a director, or they're doing some other role in this trade where they have this latent ability? In other words, they're not properly, the talent is not properly seen. You know, sometimes you can have a camera person here that has the ability to be something else, and that's not obvious at first sight. So someone that's obviously already in a directing and producing role may not be affordable for you, may already be in a full-time kind of job. You want someone that's a freelancer, on the surface, but really more production and directing person, and you want to kind of train them in your ways, and then pay them a percentage of the profit or percentage of the actual fee that you're charging. So it's an incentivized freelancer, right? And then you know that the quality aspects is there. So the issue is about how do you find them, and this is where I was giving you some of the guidance and thoughts how to go about looking for them. And it's not the obvious choice, I would say. You know, they would be doing something else.
Yes.
So if you had this substitute, I think that's the only real way in which you can truly be free of your time without fearing what's going on.
Sure, very good advice, thank you.
All right, thanks to both of you. I had fun doing it.
Thank you so much for having
And
me.
that's it from us. Please stay tuned for what's coming up in the hour version of the show.
It didn't matter to us anymore. We were the leaders in the industry. We